What's good, YouTube? Listen, man. I'm just getting sick and tired of these damn YouTubers, dog. Like, and I'm gonna name them too. I don't give a fuck. Fitz Vegas. You know, he's like, like as a Giants fan, man. Like, I've been a Giants fan since '04. You know, and that's when Eli Manning came. You know, obviously to the Giants, and I've been a Giants fans ever since. You know, but Fisk, buddy, dog. Like, you got your P's and Q's all crossed. You know, first, Evan Ingram, you torched him saying that, he has bad, hands he can't catch. You know, you bash, then you go on a rant on freaking, Darius Slayton for, being injured or can't catch. Like, cut these dudes a break, okay? Like, they're players, they make mistakes. You know, Odell Beckham Jr. made a mistake, but you wasn't bashing him like you bashing them. Like, why don't you put the same effort into bashing Odell like you were these two, you know? Players make mistakes. It happens, you know? But you can't come on here and ridicule them every chance you get, because that's not going to make them better. You know, like, you banking on these draft players like they're going to come in day one and do something. Hello, Odell Beckham Jr. had the most successful rookie seasons in a while. Where did that lead us? Nowhere. Another 6-10 record, you know? It's a team effort. Everybody has to put in their bodies of work. Evan Ingram is not bad, okay? Maybe they just using him the wrong way. You know, maybe their scheme is not what fits him. Maybe if he went somewhere else, they would have been utilizing him to the best of his abilities, and you would probably see a different Evan Ingram. It happens. You know, maybe the bright lights are too big for him. Maybe he needs to settle down in a team that can actually use him, because where you drafted matters, like Odell Beckham Jr. Like I said, he had a great rookie year. After that, he just went down spiral, you know. He's never been the same since that Josh Norman incident, you know. So where you get drafted matters. You know, you see Ryan Tannehill. You know, he was almost out of the league when he went to the Dolphins. Had a good rookie year, and then after that, he just struggled. You know, went to the Titans. Look how he's balling. So again, it matters where you get drafted. Some people are up to the task. Some aren't. Hakeem Nicks, if it wasn't for his injuries, I don't know if he would have still been a Giants fan, a Giants player, but he would have probably came close. You know, our last wide receiver that we had in that 2007 draft, not draft class, but in that 2007 roster was Toomer. No, actually, it was Steve Smith. And Steve Smith was very good. You know, Eli Manning's go-to guy. When we didn't want to pay him no more, he cut ties and he went to Philly. And after that, he was just nobody, And after that, he bounced around from Philly to the Rams. And then after that, he just called it quits. He retired. You know. And then here came Victor Cruz. You know what I'm saying? But this was Victor Cruz when nobody even knew who he was. So for you to just blame everybody, whether it's due to injuries or whether it's dropping passes, like the best players are gonna have a bad game. Whether it's defense or offense, like they're gonna have a bad game. Like one of the best defenders might miss a, wide open tackle or wide open sack. It happens, you know? But to just come on here and just ridicule these guys, I mean, it's not even right. It's not right and it's not fair, you know? Like, as many interceptions Eli Manning threw, I didn't necessarily blame him for all those interceptions. It was the offensive coordinators, because the way the scheme was, it was more, he was running more of a vertical scheme where all his receivers just go down the field. Instead, what Ben McAdoo did was just get the ball out of his hands fast and quicker, and that reduced the amount of interceptions. And you can tell he went from 32 touchdowns to 14 interceptions. Usually, he would probably throw a career high 25 interceptions. You know what I'm saying? So it dipped down, And then after that, it was Pat Shermer, and then he just went back on, I mean, he played fairly well, but you can't go on here and bashing these players. Like, it's not going to help you and it's not going to help them. Because to you, they're nobody. To them, you're nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just some YouTuber. Like, okay, like, just because you bash me doesn't mean I'm going to get better, Like, I just think that the situation where he's at is bad. You put him on any other team, watch he balls out. Watch, you'll see a whole different Evan Ingram. You wouldn't even recognize Evan Ingram. It happens. Where you get drafted matters, Some people are up to the task, some people aren't. Maybe he's not fit or maybe he's not cut for the big lights, because New York media is heavy. They will get on your butt, you know. New York, like New York media is not these other medias that'll let you slide if you, do something, like if you drop a huge pass that should win you the game, you know. Like they will get on your ass, So maybe he's not cut, just like Odell Beckham Jr. Victor Cruz was built for it. Steve Smith was built for it. Hakeem Mix was built for it. Mario Manningham was built for it. All the weapons that we had in '09, '07, they were all built for it. Rupin Randall wasn't built for it. Odell Beckham Jr. wasn't built for it. You know what I'm saying? Dominic Hickson was built for it. So Plaxico Burress was built for it. So, like I said, some people are built for it, some people are not. Like we don't know what these rookies are capable of because we don't have no preseason. We may not even have another preseason again. So it's gonna come to where they're just gonna throw these rookies into the frying pan and see what they can do, Or they might just cut it down to just 3 preseason games instead of just 4, like they was about to do last year, but they didn't. So, but you can't like bashing the players is not gonna help them, like. Okay, you get rid of them, and then what if you get rid of Slayton and Ingram? You bring in 2 other guys that plays the same position, and they might be 10 times worse. Like confidence. If you destroy confidence, you destroy yourself. And confidence, you build confidence by saying positive stuff. Like you can't keep come in here and saying, such and such is garbage. Like, what's next? You're gonna come on here and say Eli, like you're gonna be saying Eli, not Eli, but Daniel Jones can't throw a deep ball no more, or he's scared to throw the deep ball like Eli Manning was past his prime. So like, I mean, because you already got half of the Giants fan base bashing Daniel Jones, saying, "Oh, he'll never be what Eli Manning is, and he'll never be like a Phil Simms, or you know what I'm saying, like he's gonna be a washed up Kerry Collins. You know what I'm saying? That's where he's gonna be. He's gonna be a washed up Kerry Collins that took us to the Super Bowl and threw a career high 4 picks. Or he's gonna be a watered down Matt Ryan or Matthew Stafford. Like for me, Daniel Jones is sorry. I never liked him in the first place. Like what Duke player? Tell me what Duke player that came out of Duke and had a very successful NFL career. I'll wait. Nobody. Basketball, yes. But football, no. Like when I used to watch college football in '07, they used to get blown out every single time I turn on the TV every Saturday. Duke getting blown out by 55, 60 points. It was embarrassing. And that organization is still not right. They could get basketball right, but football, no. You think about the top schools that produce a lot of good talent: Alabama, LSU, Florida, UCLA, California, Michigan. You know what I'm saying? But you never hear what school? Duke. Daniel Jones was playing with a bunch of nobodies there. He didn't have a great tight end. He didn't have a great receiver. He was just playing with a bunch of backups. So what do you expect when he comes in the NFL? Like he didn't have that full preparation that he should have gotten. He didn't experience the full 16 games, which actually I think he did last year, but he was just scratching the surface. Maybe he may not be it. Maybe he might digress more. You know, maybe he's not really very good at reading defenses because you'll know. You'll know if the quarterback has it. Like when I saw Eli Manning got traded, I said, okay, yeah, this guy won it. This guy wants to smoke. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people shy away from it, but this guy, like, the Giants did the right thing by drafting this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he might throw a lot of interceptions, but when you need him the most, he comes through. And that's what Eli Manning was all about. You know what I'm saying? When you needed him the most, that's when he was at his best. Kind of like how Goku was. Little reference. Like when you most needed him, that's when he was at his best. He never pointed fingers. He never blamed anybody. And I don't think Daniel Jones is going to do the same thing. But Daniel Jones don't scream, okay, he's our franchise quarterback. He just doesn't. And maybe we might go through the same thing as Washington is going through right now. Finding quarterbacks. I don't want that to happen, but if Daniel Jones digress another year, he gotta go. Like we don't have no time to be babysitting. Like we got a division to win, we got championships to win. Because as of right now, the Giants still got 4,